When they showed up at the polls in March, registered Democratic and Republican voters in Arizona were clear about who they'd like their party to formally nominate for the 2024 presidential race.
Joe Biden, I think he's the only candidate that offers us freedom, democracy, and freedom for everybody, not just people that vote for you.
I voted for Donald Trump. I believe he's the only one who's willing to stand up for the Constitution as it was written, and he's the only one that's being attacked by everybody else for that reason.
Political extremism and threats to democracy are the most important problems facing the United States, according to voters polled by Ipsos in mid-April. Democrats worry about authoritarianism.
Really, Democrats, when they say saving democracy, they're really saying saving democracy from Trump. We call this the anti-Trump vote. And by our estimate, it's about 25% of the adult population.
Independents side with Democrats in their concerns, but Republicans see the protection of democracy in a different light.
Many of the critiques on the right, among Republicans, is of a broken system, a system controlled by the elites or rigged by the elites. So ultimately, when Republicans are defining saving democracy, they're really talking about election machinery and the fairness of elections in general.
Trump himself has instilled a sense of urgency into his followers.
If we don't win on November 5th, I think our country is going to cease to exist. It could be the last election we ever have. I actually mean that.
In his re-election bid, President Joe Biden also warns about the risks he sees in Trump returning to the White House.
Our democracy is really at risk. And when he talks about being a dictator on the first day, he means being able to negate elements of the Constitution.
With the caveat that polls are only snapshots in time, 38% of voters polled by Ipsos think Biden has a better plan to approach threats to democracy, compared to 29% who believe that Trump does.
Biden is an establishment candidate. He is a creature of the establishment. He is seen as order and stability. Trump, more specifically, kind of represents that deviation from the establishment.
Behind the protection of democracy itself, voters polled put the economy and immigration as their top concerns ahead of the general election. Veronica, Balderas, Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.